Hi, I'm Andrew Larmour from DGIT Systems. Today, I'm going to step you through a quick demonstration showing off our DGIT Systems Telflow, CPQ and Order Management platform, and our Inomial billing platform. Okay, so let's log into Telflow. The scenario I want to take you through today is onboarding a new customer. We'll add that customer to a particular catalog, so entitle them to buy some products. Then we'll place an order on behalf of that customer, and then we'll see that that order has been fulfilled. We might do some human tasks associated with fulfilling that order, and we'll see that the billing information has flown directly through to our Inomial billing platform as well. So I want to create a new customer first. So let's create a new customer organization. I will select a market segment for them. So they're an enterprise customer, and their name is going to be Uber Logistics. I'll just copy that to the clipboard so I can paste it in a few places here. I need to put in an email address. I'll just use my email address there. I could fill in all of these other details. The billing information will get populated automatically from our billing platform, so I don't need to worry about that one. I do need to put in the name down here. I need to select which currency they want to be billed in. So they're an Australian company, so they want to be billed in Australian dollars, and we've got a locale associated with that as well. So I could fill in, obviously, the rest of this information here, but I'm just going to, so for the sake of the demonstration, let's save that. Now, what I will need to do is to allocate this customer to a particular product catalog. And if I look in my catalogs here in Telflow Composer, I can see that I've got a number of catalogs available, but I'm going to add them to this CSP products catalog. And we can see we've got products ranging from Business Office Setup, Business Solutions, Ethernet Advantage, Managed CPE, Office licenses, Voltage Internet Extreme. So let me add them in here. Uber Logistics. Where are they? Uber Logistics. And now I'm able to take an order on their behalf. So if I jump over to our fulfillment window, we can see, for instance, the current state of orders within my organization, and particularly the ones that I have responsibility for perhaps performing a human task within those order processes. But I'm going to create a new sales order. I'm going to call it Uber Sales Order 001, and it's of type Voltage Solution. So my telco name is Voltage Telecom. I can place this order on behalf of a reseller. So if I had a reseller agreement with, in this case, my local telco, this would associate this customer order with that reseller, and they could potentially receive a commission or whatever they need to do. And they would see this order amongst the orders that they were responsible for. So I need to select my new customer here, Uber Logistics, there we go. And I might put in a customer reference. That might be a purchase order number or similar. So what I've done is created a sales order, and a sales order is just a container for multiple product orders. So let's add in some product orders. Let's say they are setting up a brand new office, and so we'll add the Business Office Setup. Let's add that in. And we can see the little red marker here indicates that there's some configuration that needs to be done in order for this to be valid, in order for us to progress this. So let's customize this. We need to select a site. So our site is 313 Latrobe Street. And we can see we've dropped a pin here. I can zoom in on that pin, determine if it's correct. We can look at the satellite view, and we assume that that's the correct building, so let's go ahead and do that. So what we've done now is effectively reached out to both our local address database and verified that this street address is a match. And we can potentially reach out using standard TMF APIs like TMF 673, the Geographical Address API, or bespoke APIs such as to NBN Co's Address API. And we've come back with a list of addresses that might match from NBN's address database. So there's our street address there. And what we want to do, and we can support many more third-party service providers in this as well. We're not actually adding a telco product at this point, but we'll get to that later on. So let's run the qualification. And we consider both our internal qualification, and that could be using a TMF 645 type interface to a GIS platform, which keeps track of the location of all of our network elements. And in this case, reaching out to NBN Co to do a service qualification against NBN's network infrastructure. So both have come back with serviceable, and so we'll add that site. As I scroll down, you can see there are a number of characteristics that I need to fill in, I need to populate in here. So let's say our Uber Logistics has 100 staff at this particular site, and each of those needs a desk phone. So there's 100 of those, and we don't like the T43U, we want the T43S. And of those 100 staff, let's say 30 of those require hands-free headsets. And you can see just while I'm adding this up, this is dynamically calculating out the cost or the price for this customer. We might have some meeting rooms in that office. So let's add the meeting rooms. Let's say, 55 meeting rooms, and the general manager might have his own conference phone within his office, and we need to add some hours for deployment of this system. So let's say it's 2 weeks of work, 80 hours, and we want to provide them with some training. So let's say 36 hours, might be able to get through 100 people in that sort of time. Okay, so we can see, for instance, that we've got the number of users, we've got the conference phones, the professional installation, the training, the hands-free headsets, and the desk phones. So let's add that to our sales order. Now, additionally, what they might also need is some Office 365 licenses. So let's sell them some Office 365 licenses. And again, I need to configure this. I need to specify how many Office 365 licenses they need to have. So they've got 100 staff. So apps for enterprises, there might be, let's say, 60 of those licenses. And the E1 license, we might have perhaps 20 of those. And the E3 license, we might have, say, 5 of those, and we'll have 15 of those ones. And so what you can see here is an example of the tiered pricing structure. The 20 plus licenses for the 365 apps, the 20 to 49 tier for the E1 app, the 1 to 19 for the E2, and 1 to 49 for the E3 licenses. And this is based on a subscription, so we need to select a term. So let's say 36 months is the term that they're going to commit to, and we'll save that. So now we've got an office, they've got phones within that office, they've got office licenses, they don't have any connectivity. So let's add the connectivity for this site. So we want to sell them the Voltage Internet Extreme product. So this is an internet connectivity product for them. And again, we need to do some configuration. This is site dependent, so we need to select our site. Now we've already done the qualification within this sales order, so I don't need to do it again. So we'll simply add the site. Let's select the bandwidth they need. So 100 users, that's quite a bit. So they'll probably need a gigabit connection. The SLA class that they want, perhaps they want enhanced. And I think for safety's sake, we should add a firewall and advanced DDoS protection. got some options there, basic or advanced. Let's go with the advanced. We can select, we can add some IP addressing, like if they needed fixed IP addresses or things like that. We can select the different circuit types. So Optus, Telstra or Voltage. In this case, they want circuit protection. So let's say if we select the Voltage circuit protection, then yes, we can have that as well. Okay, so that again has come up with a summary of charges here. Now we can see we've got a little variances link here. If this was a good customer of mine, I might choose to give them a discount, perhaps on the monthly charges, or if there were any upfronts, we could give them a discount on the upfront charges. As a salesperson, me selecting to do that may actually change the path that this quotation will go, and might force that quote to go for finance approval or general manager approval or something like that. I'm not going to worry about changing that for now. And let's say I'm on the phone with my customer and they're happy with what I've got in there. They request a quote. So at this point, we might get our services teams to look over this and go, look at all the various different characteristics for what's been ordered, and they go, yes, I think we're good. Let's generate the quote. And if I jump over into the activity sheet here, we can see that we've got a quote generated. I'm going to download that to my desktop, and we'll open that up. And you can see we've got a quote for Uber Logistics. We've got the site information. We've got what's been ordered, the Voltage Internet Extreme. It's a new order, the various key characteristics of that, the price per month, and it's a 12-month commitment. Office 365 licenses, committed for 36 months, and the business office setup. Now you'll notice there's no monthly commitment there, but it's all upfront. Down the bottom of this quote, and this is completely customizable, we have some fields here for customer signatures and Voltage sales account signatures. That could all be done through electronic signatures such as Adobe or DocuSign or any of those. All completely customizable. So let's say at this point the customer goes, yes, this is great, I'm happy to buy this, and they sign on the dotted line at the bottom. At this point, if they jump over into the Telflow portal and we look at this sales order, we can actually submit this order. And what this is doing is actually transitioning the sales order from a pre-sales or a quotation state into an in-flight state. And you can see at the sales order level, we're in progress. And of the 3 product orders within this sales order, 2 are in progress and 1's acknowledged. If I just refresh this view, we can see now that the Office 365 licenses are now complete, and the Voltage Internet Extreme product offering is also complete. Our business office setup is still in progress. So let's go and have a look at that and see where that's up to. We can look, because I'm a system admin, I can see the state of the existing processes. So we can see, for instance, that we've initiated the order. This branch here is effectively to fork the process flow. So we've created a cancel order human task here. So that allows, as long as we're not past the point of no return, a sales rep or someone who's authorized to claim that cancel order and cancel the order, and that will automatically roll back all of the changes that have been made up to that point. But we've also flowed through the normal happy day path. So validate and accept order, map events, set the sales order, and create this book appointment sub-process. Now, if I scroll down and we have a look at the book appointment sub-process, we can see that we've passed through this book appointment. We've got a timer in here, and we've got this human task confirm survey appointment with customer. So we're currently at this point and waiting for that human task to be completed. So in this case, it's a really trivial human task. We can jump over to tasks. We can see our 2 tasks that we expected to be there, our cancellation request and our confirmed survey appointment request or task. Let's have a look at this. Now, because I'm a system admin, I can assign this task to an individual and then it will be added into their work queue rather than muck around with that and having to log out, log back in as them. I'm just going to claim this task for myself. Now, this is a very simple form here with just 2 characteristics. This human task could be really complicated, could have lots of characteristics that, say, a network deployment team or an operations team might fill in when we're doing some swivel chair type integrations, or in this case, when we're interacting with the customer. So let's say we've completed that task now, and I go back to my sales order, or in fact, the product order, and we can see that it's now complete. If I have a look at the process, we'll see, for instance, that we've progressed beyond the book appointment, and we've now activated the service, finalised the accounts, and send the billing information to our billing platform. So if we jump back up to the sales order, we can see now that all of the incorporated product orders are also complete. So that's great. We've now got a complete sales order. As far as the provisioning system is concerned, it's done. Each of these has instantiated an inventory history for that particular item. And if we look at each of these, this is the product order, and I've got a linkage here to the inventory for this particular product order. So we can see this allows us to manage this inventory on an ongoing basis. So for instance, if the customer needed to change the order, we could go to the inventory and select a change order, and that would pre-select this inventory item. And let's say they wanted to change the bandwidth or something like that, then they could do that. For now, let's jump over to the billing platform. And I'm looking at Somerset Enterprises at the moment. We've got a new customer, haven't we? So Uber, type in Uber. Okay, so Uber Logistics is our brand new customer. And we can see that they were created some 16 minutes ago. So you wouldn't expect to see any recent invoices or payments in here, and the unprocessed payments should be 0. That's as we would expect. We can see a view of the products that particular customer has bought from a billing system perspective. So we can look at, say, the Voltage Internet Extreme product, and we would see a history of the billing history for this particular product. So that was started 5 minutes ago. We've got recurring charges of $2,550 per month, and we've got the issuance cycle, so day 31 every month, and the time zone that it's being charged in. If I jump back, we can compare that with our Office 365 licenses, so $19.80 per month for those, and the Business Office setup. If you recall, all of that was upfront charging, not ongoing. So we would expect our ongoing charges to be 0. I can look at the unbilled history for this particular customer, and we can see all of the various charges that have been come through from that order or that sales order, and the 3 product orders in here. So what I'm going to do, if we look at the applicability date, I'm just going to select all of the product orders, all of the charges above here. So we've got our Business Office set up, our Office 365, and our Voltage Internet Extreme here. Now, normally you wouldn't do this because this would automatically generate an invoice at the end of the month when the cycle finishes, the billing cycle finishes. But just for illustrative purposes, I want to generate an invoice for the remainder of this month. And because it is the last day of the month, you wouldn't expect our charges to be particularly high, and they're not. So we can see, for instance, our Voltage Internet Extreme at $20 for the day, effectively $16 for the Office licenses for the day. Now our upfront charges, they are at full whack. So I can generate a PDF view of this invoice and we can look at that and go, yep, the breakdown's all good. Now, this breakdown is all completely customizable, of course. So the invoice format can be customized by our customer care team for you. So it's all, it can look exactly the way you want it to look with your colors, the structure, the layout in amongst these various detailed sections. So let's say you're happy with that and we want to issue that bill, that's invoice rather. So now if we look in the transactions, we can see that there's an invoice that's been issued for $21,200 and we can allocate that against a particular purchase order if we wish. We can look at the detail. We can send the invoice to an email address, whatever we need to do. So what we've seen so far is the ability to initially onboard a new customer, have that flow seamlessly through to the billing platform. So we onboarded that customer within the billing platform at the same time. We've defined which products that customer can buy or is entitled to buy by adding them into the catalog. We've placed an order on behalf of that customer, a complicated order, to set up that new Office site with 100 users, with connectivity, with Microsoft Office licenses, so OTT billing, with our Office setup product. And we've seen that flow seamlessly through to the billing platform as well, and the correct amount, as you would expect, flow through there as well. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. Please feel free to reach out to us at Digit Systems, info@digitsystems.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks a lot.